Um, I know we live in a society now. I know we live in a world where there's a lot of things that are going on in the world right now, especially what's going on with this vaccine and everything like that. And I think a lot of us are really not truly paying attention to the writing on the wall. I'm getting ready to show you a video of what I'm saying, and I've been talking about it for a while. A lot of people are blowing the whistle on it, but I want you to hear what this whistleblower has to say over in Australia. And after you listen to it, please share it with somebody and share it with whoever has an ear to hear. But they must be awake to be able to understand. King coming.
Finish off so many of the businesses that have hung on for dear life this far. Why? Because when the population has no access to independent employment, they become dependent upon the state. And what they're now starting to suggest more and more loudly and more frequently is something that's been in my books for literally decades. And that's the plan to introduce what they call a guaranteed income. And the guaranteed income will be presented as a way of giving people a survival income, if that, because all the jobs have gone, with AI taking more and more jobs as well. But the idea is that this will not be a benevolent government. Benevolent governments is meant to be worldwide, saying here's some money because we care. It's here's some survival, just if survival income. And there comes with that a few consequences, a few riders. First of all, you have to have the Gates vaccine, which has an horrific and sinister agenda for humanity. And it won't be one either, it'll be one after the other. You will have to do what the government says. If you don't do what the government says, you don't get it. And we have a precursor to that in Australia, where the government's introduced legislation that says that if you're on state benefits, see guaranteed income that's coming, and you don't have your child vaccinated according to a whole list of government recommended vaccinations, then you lose benefits. And this is a precursor of the guaranteed income, total control. But to bring that about, you have to destroy people's independent access to income and to employment. And that's what the lockdowns are all about. That's why Professor Neil Ferguson, owned by Gates, funded by Gates, and Imperial College in London, funded by Gates, owned by Gates, came up with the computer models with the ludicrous projections of deaths, 2.2 million in America and 500,000 in Britain, to justify the lockdown, because the lockdown was essential to this plan to destroy the global economy. And people are starting to get it now. They're starting to realize that they've been lassoed, and we're starting now to gather together and push back against it. And with 7-point-odd billion people in the world, and at the core of this cult, you could get them in one room. If we don't acquiesce with our own enslavement, we cannot be enslaved. And that is where we are now going, towards this realization that we have to stop acquiescing with our own enslavement.